So, after I uploaded my Tom McDonald review last night, and I successfully got it to be my most hated YouTube video in under a day. Trust me, I might make a video reading the comments because some of y'all are hilarious. In not a good way, by the way. You're not intentionally funny. I uploaded a video because I like cringing to terrible music, but at the same time, it's kind of funny to watch Tom McDonald fans get very, very defensive when one high schooler on the internet doesn't find the music that appealing. And I've also gained a couple subs from it, so I'm not regretful of the video. It's currently sitting at like a ratio of 20 dislikes to 5 likes, but I'm kind of fine with that because I don't really want the approval of that fan base. So, but anyway, there's some new music that's come out. I'm going to review that new music. I don't have enough to say on both of these albums to give it its own review, so I'm going to do a combined review, which truly, if I ever want to kind of get more views, this is a terrible way of doing it. But I truly don't feel the need of making a 5-minute video on each of these albums. I'd rather just make it one video because I don't see the convenience of it. So, 2 new albums came out this past weekend. It took me a minute to listen to both of them, but I listened to both of them last night. We have the newest record from Westside Gunn, Hitler Wears Hermes 8, Side B. I've been waiting for this for about a month now. I've been very excited for it. And then we have a new album that I didn't really plan on listening to, but after it got like so much attention, I decided to give it a shot. And that is Sincerely Kentrall by Youngboy, who I've never reviewed Youngboy or never even like talked about him. So yeah, let's start with Hitler Wears Hermes. If you've like followed this channel for like a minute at least, you know I'm a pretty big Griselda fan. I usually whenever they drop an album, it's somewhat of a priority for me to hear it. I always want to hear what the group is evolving on, their new music. I haven't missed a project this year, or I didn't miss a single. I think I missed a couple in 2020 because I wasn't a fan of them all of 2020. But ever since I'd say like summer 2020, I've like kept up with everything the group has released. Westside Gunn was the first Griselda member I got into, and despite of the main 3 being the one I'm always least interested on, we're still talking one of the greatest like rap collectives in hip-hop, at least currently in hip-hop. Westside Gunn has also easily the best catalog of anyone in Griselda. No one in Griselda can compare to the Hitler Wears Hermes series. We not too long ago, we got Hitler Wears Hermes 8 Side A, which he decided to release it as 2 albums. And I'm counting it as 2 albums mainly because they're 2 completely separate albums on Spotify. I don't know why I would combine them into one review, but I'll give my quick thoughts on Side A. I was pretty iffy on it, which sucks for me because I like everything in the Hitler Wears Hermes series, but for me it just felt like a kind of lame copy of the Hitler Wears Hermes series. You didn't have the same energy and just style and aggression of the other ones. I liked it, but I didn't love it. That's why I didn't review it. I had very little to say on it. Lil Wayne's feature was great. There was a lot of things I really liked about it, but I wasn't very crazy about it. It was kind of to me. But for the most part, the Hitler Wears Hermes series for me has always been pretty good. There's nothing in it I love. My favorites would probably be number 4. That's always been my favorite, and number 7. Both were great. Everything in it is solid. But for me, Side A was honestly probably my least favorite, even including the original. I just there was very little I found revisitable or appealing about it. Then he finally released Side B. It's hidden features. It's a full hour long. There's like 20 songs. I don't have something to say on all 20 songs, but for the most part, I like this a lot more than Side A. I feel like it has a little bit more of a colder, darker sound to it, which I like a lot more. I like the cover way more. I wasn't crazy about the Side A cover. I love the Side B cover. There's also some tracks in there that I think are, for me personally, I don't feel like Westside Gunn has been in his peak as of like the past year or so, as I wouldn't say Who Made the Sun Shine's nearly his best album and like all these other things he's dropped. But I was very surprised by this there's a couple moments Hell on Earth is a great track. It has a phenomenal Benny verse. The beat is really aggressive and hard. I don't know where part 1 is, but part 2 is pretty fucking awesome. I'd so wonder what part 1 is. There's a couple other tracks here. Julia Lang, despite only being like a 2-minute track, Westside Gunn, I rarely have heard him body a beat this hard. He comes in about a minute in after this like kind of interlude thing. Oh my god, he comes in with the like so much aggression. And one of my issues with newer Westside Gunn is that he doesn't come in with enough aggression, but he proved me wrong. It was incredible. Celine Dion's on their track I really liked. Forest Lawn's really good. There's one track I would mention is The Fly Who Couldn't Fly Straight, which is a track that features Tyler the Creator, which, why is Tyler, I mean, he was on Pray for Paris. Can we get Tyler on more Griselda? Because the dark, eerie Griselda production works perfectly with Tyler. And I honestly, I don't know. I heard something that this is his kind of retirement album. I kind of hope it isn't, because I've only been a fan of him for about a year, and I definitely want to hear more Westside Gunn. I think he's a great rapper. I think he has like one of the, like, I think I have the most songs of him, and like I have an insane amount of Westside Gunn songs. I have like 170 Westside Gunn songs. Overall, I think he's just a great rapper, and I think he's just very talented and creative. And I can see why people see him as bad, but I always have really enjoyed him. Despite the fact that there are a couple moments on here where I'm like, does it really need to be an hour long? There's a lot of moments on here that I'm not crazy about. But the production is always very solid. I know Alchemist did a lot of production on this, which I love the Alchemist. Y'all know this by this point. He's like one of my favorite producers in hip hop. At the end of the day, Big Al is another really great track. At the end of the day, I enjoyed this a lot more than Side A. It felt a lot more consistent, well put together. Despite having, a couple issues with very extensive runtime of it, I quite enjoy what Side B brought to the table. And I will count it as a separate record than Side A, because I don't know why I would kind of want to bunch these up, and kind of force it to be one album when I feel like it's kind of two albums. Side B, though, I gave Side A about a B. I'd give Side B about a B+. So it's not like my favorite in the series, but it is seriously enjoyable, and I did really love it, and I am praying Westside Gunn continues to put out music. I understand if he retires, because he has been in hip-hop for a very long time and has released a crazy amount of music, but I do love the guy, and I think he's a great rapper. In other words, for me, Side B, very solid. I go around a B+. I really liked it. If I am being like fully honest, I never have cared for NBA Youngboy. Despite the memes, despite everything, I always found him to be an incredibly kind of just rapper. He's fine. His guest verses were fine. As of lately, he's grown a bit on me with verses. I mean, Bandit's been out for a minute, but I've always loved Bandit. I thought he bodied that track. Juice has been around it, but still. But after, that Tyler feature, which I definitely think was useful for him, I think Youngboy's been a little bit more on my radar. And then I heard he was dropping an album. Now, the thing that caught my eye about this record, which normally I would have probably just gone, I don't really care about it, no one's really talking about it. But no, people are fucking talking about this. Dude's been locked up in prison for 6 months now over very weird, baseless kind of gun-owning laws. And the whole operation to get him was Youngboy Never Free Again, which is pretty messed up name. Overall, the whole case kind of surrounding him feels very awkward and weird. But whatever the case may be, Youngboy has released a non-feature 21-track, 57-minute record while in prison with almost no promo, which is a ballsy move. I'm shocked he wouldn't get features considering the nature of him. But I feel like it shows a bit of this independence for him. And the numbers this stacked up are insane. It beats Certified Lover Boy. It's number 1 on Apple Music, I think, right now. And he's kind of proven that people do really care about him. Like, they wouldn't just think, oh, Youngboy, oh my god, there's all these features like Lil Uzi and Polo G and Lil Durk and Lil Baby. Oh, I'm gonna check it out. No, he's made these numbers by himself and only himself. So I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? For me, okay, I will say there's not a ton of moments on this that I feel like I really need to point out. There's a ton of tracks in this I did really enjoy. Oh My Side, 50 Shots, Nowhere was probably my favorite song here. I really liked that one. There's other tracks like Toxic Punk was pretty fun, Rich Shit, My Killa. I will mention something. Oh, Break or Make Me is a very good one. I will mention something about Forgiato, where the drums are like turned down. I swear that's like a mixing issue, and I don't know how it made it to the final cut. There's a couple of tracks in Nevada. Overall, it's 21 tracks, And while I don't think it needs to be 21 tracks, I really enjoyed this. I didn't really find this all that boring. I found it very fun. And despite the fact that I don't really think in terms of quality it needs to have no features, it does show a bit of independence for Youngboy that he does fully carry the record for like an hour with no features. He carried this album by himself like better than Drake did on Certified Lover Boy. In fact, it's shocking how much better Sincerely Kentrall is than Certified Lover Boy. Overall, for me, I was very surprised at how much I had fun on this record. There's not a ton on it that I think I'm going to replay constantly, and it's going to be all through my mix. But at the end of the day, there's just very little I found to like not enjoy about it. It has a very fun, like quick nature. Youngboy just has a very fun vocals across the whole thing. He very much has a good time. In terms of between what we're talking about in terms of the numbers this week of who goes number one, Youngboy or Drake. Okay, I'm sorry I'm making this joke, but Youngboy better. Overall, I'm willing to bet you that meme is part of the reason it's popular. Like, dude, like somehow got that meme to blow up, and now like he's actually I think more popular because of that. At the end of the day, despite the fact that I don't really think it needs to be 21 tracks, it easily could have been like 15 tracks. There definitely could have been features on it. I do feel like that could have made, a bit of more of a diversity to it. Because, yeah, some of the tracks do start to kind of blend with one another. But at the end of the day, I'm surprised at how well he kept himself up for an hour. And I definitely think I'm going to listen to more Youngboy. Because I actually had a very good time with Sincerely Kentrall. Very fun record. It's not amazing. It's not perfect. I put it on the same level as I would have some other trap projects that have come out this year. Like Destined to Win, We Love You Tekka 2, Migos' Culture 3. All these albums all these trap projects that have come out this year that are pretty good. They're not amazing, but they're very fun to me. And yeah, I actually think Youngboy is a very promising future in hip hop. And I'm happy this is getting the attention he deserves because I think we do kind of need to show, hey, Youngboy, we do care about you. Like we do recognize that this case is kind of bullshit, and we definitely want Youngboy free. So Sincerely Kentrall, please go stream it to kind of show your support of that. I mean, if you don't support it, then I'm not going to tell you to stream it. But if you do really feel like Youngboy's kind of in a very shitty, kind of weird situation in terms of the law, please freely go stream this album. It's a great album, and I had a very good time with it. I'd give this around a B+ too. Very fun. Youngboy, shockingly, was better. Actually, in terms of this review, Westside Gunn had the better album. But in terms of who's going number one, Youngboy is surprisingly better than Drake. Not as a whole, but like he definitely had the better album this week. All right. I don't know what I'm reviewing next. I don't know what's coming soon. I'm at the point now I think I'll react to Playboi Carti's Narcissist whenever that drops. I think I will gladly give a full reaction to that album. I mean, I'm kind of a fan of him at this point, so why not? I mean, if you guys don't know, I went back, re-listened to Dial It and Self-Titled. I really enjoyed both of those on second listen, and y'all know I love a whole lot of Red now. So I'll give I'll at least give like Narcissist a very like instant review, and if not, I might do a full reaction to it. Cause come on, come on, this rollout has been kind of trash. Honestly, it's been a very weak rollout, but whatever the case may be, I know Playboi Carti wants the album out, and I'm very excited for it. In other news, this Friday, I don't think I have like instant I'll look at it, but I didn't have like instant plans to review something this coming Friday because like I can't think of anything that's like coming out that I'm like hyped as hell for. Oh, there's the Lil Wayne Rich the Kid, which I could not give less of a fuck about Rich the Kid, but I'm like Wayne's like one of my favorite rappers. Like he's easily one of the greatest. So I'll definitely review that one the moment it comes out. Other than that, though, there is talk that Eminem's dropping something on Friday. Y'all know I'll probably review that. If it's an album, I will react to it because it's Eminem, and I'm always going to be a huge Eminem fan. Y'all see the 3 albums right there, obviously. Whatever case may be, though, hip hop's getting a lot of new music in the month of October. The week after that, not the week after that. Nothing interesting is coming out the week after that. But the week after that, we finally get Young Thug's Punk, which I cannot wait for. We also get Mac Miller's Faces, which I've actually never heard, and I'm waiting for it to be released on Spotify because I can't wait. I've never heard it. I've always wanted to hear it, but I never had the chance, and now it's coming to Spotify, and I'm gonna listen to it. I might even review it honestly because I can't wait. Other than that, though, looks like hip hop is in a pretty good state right now. There's a lot of stuff dropping. I'm really worried that we're gonna start getting kind of weak Fridays again. This last Friday was probably the weakest Friday in a long time. As there was like not really anything I was really hyped for. There were just things I was like, oh yeah, I'm pretty hyped for Westside Gunn and Youngboy. At the end of the day, I'm hoping hip hop drops some pretty incredible things, and I would assume there are probably some pretty great things coming. I mean, Kendrick is coming at some point, so I mean that's always exciting. There's like Kanye playlists possibly coming out. There's a ton of stuff coming out soon that I absolutely can't wait for. See you guys next time. Peace out. Bye. I don't know. I might do a vinyl collection 3 soon. Bye.